welcome to another episode of Bear Talk. Thank you for joining us on this new episode in our new virtual setting. We are very excited to keep bringing helpful information to you. Today, we have invited Michael Young. He is the Chief Public Defender for Bexar County. Michael is here to talk to us about his office and all they do for our Bexar County community. Welcome, Michael. Thank you for coming on Bear Talk.
Well, thank you, Mariana.
Thank you. And Michael, let's start by getting to know your office a little better. Can you tell us who works in the Public Defender's office and what do you guys do?
Of course, Mariana. The Public Defender's office is probably composed of lawyers, and we represent people who are charged with a crime. If you can't afford to have your own attorney, we will represent you. Everybody's heard that on TV when they tell you when you get arrested that you have the right to an attorney, and if you can't afford one, one will be appointed. Well, that's what we do. We're those lawyers who get appointed to represent people who can't afford one.
Thank you so much for explaining that to us. And I wanted to take a moment to talk about the indigent defense. What is it and how does it benefit our community?
That's a great question, Mariana. Everybody's aware of the Bill of Rights, right? The first 10 amendments to the Constitution. And one of those is the Sixth Amendment. And what the Sixth Amendment says is that everybody has the right to a speedy trial, the right to a jury trial, but it also says you have the right to have an attorney or a lawyer to represent you if you're accused of a crime. And that's been the law since the United States started. But it was in 1963, a case called Gideon versus Wainwright that went to the Supreme Court. Gideon was just a guy who was charged with a crime and he couldn't afford a lawyer. So he had to go to trial by himself and he got convicted. So he just wrote a letter to the Supreme Court. And that started the process for the Supreme Court to say, well, to be fair, if you can't afford a lawyer, the state has to appoint one to represent you. A lot of people wonder and ask, well, why is that important and how does that help the community? I mean, one of the things in Texas is we know we're tough on crime, right? But we also want to be fair. And it's not fair if you don't have money and you can't afford a lawyer. Also, we want to make sure that if someone is found guilty of a crime, that the lawyer was there to represent them. And it may shock somebody, but in 2017, in jury trials in Bexar County, about 50% of the people in misdemeanors were found not guilty. So just because you go to trial doesn't mean you've committed the crime you're accused of. And that's why it's important that we have a lawyer and a jury system. It also makes the system more effective and more efficient. One of the biggest expenses for the county is when people sit in jail. And if you have an attorney who can help move your case through the process quicker, it saves the county money. And finally, I mean, a lawyer protects all citizens, right? We've heard about more cases where the police are maybe using excessive force or doing things that really infringe on everybody's rights. So one of the things we do is we're there to make sure that the police behave properly, the courts are fair, and that people are treated equally.
Michael, thank you so much for explaining that to us and breaking it down for us. It sounds like your office is doing great work for the Bexar County community, and I want to thank you for that.
No, it's a pleasure, and it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. And Michael, with that, we're going to go ahead and conclude our interview. But again, thank you for coming on Bear Talk. And if you would like to learn more about what Michael Young's office is doing, you could visit their website. We hope to keep bringing you episodes of Bear Talk in this new virtual setting. If you have anyone in mind that you would like for us to interview, please let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.